Chicago. Yeah. 77.3, your hottest digital station.
Now in digital HD sound.
What's going out there, people in Radio Land? It's the one and only DJ Malone, man. Chicago 77.3, the best place to be at on any day. Really, how you guys doing? Houston, I'm in Houston right now. Hey, yo, man, I'm so happy we're here at 75 degrees. Let's keep this going, please and thank you. 75. I know the Texans didn't win, but it is what it is. Hey, I'm sorry, but you know what? The Blue Jays didn't win either, so we can. Hey, it is what it is. It's been an upsetting weekend on the Halloween, but we do got a special treat for you guys. I want you guys to really get in tune with it, man, because I especially nowadays it's just, I don't think we have to check in with a lot of people. On the morning show, we were just talking about this about just checking in with people, making sure that their mental is good, man, and understanding this. And I really want you guys to really get into with everything that he has going on, man. Dr. Elijah Green, how you feel? Glenn, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing amazing, because I'm on here with you, you know what I'm saying? I get to talk about something that I'm working on. And shout out to my dude, Michael Kelly, you know what I'm saying? It's
Appreciate
a
that.
big deal, bro. Yeah. So I'm doing good, man. How about yourself?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm blessed to talk to you. I'm blessed that to be here on another day and living what I love to do, man.
Yeah, that's what's up.
So,
Everybody not as fortunate as you, my guy. So you one up on a lot of people.
man, I praise God for that every day, man. I
That's
praise
what's up.
God, man. So let's go ahead into a conversation real quick, man. Um, and I know we're gonna talk about the book, but let's go ahead
Oh
and
yeah.
go into Dr. Eliza, man. Who are you?
That's crazy to hear sometimes. But who am I? I am first and foremost a follower of Christ. Second, I'm a husband. I'm a father of five, um, four biologically, one my bonus child.
I like how you put that.
I'm a scholar, I would say. Obviously, an author, and I'm a couple of different things, man. I'm a real estate agent. I'm a man of many tales, and just trying to another guy that's trying to figure it out as I go along my journey. So that's a little bit about me. But as we talk, I'm sure that other things will come out for sure. And
Yeah.
I'm from D town, so you know what I'm saying. You
Okay.
in the great state of Texas, but you're not in the greatest city. You feel me? That would be
Okay.
that would be Dallas, none other than the
Okay.
D town. Yeah.
Okay. I no say, but is the Cowboys the greatest team of America right now?
It
What
would
y'all
have
saying?
to be. How can you lose and still make money? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what? There's a thing to that. You have to agree with that. I gotta agree with that right there, man.
You feel me?
Man,
Absolutely.
I like this, man. So, father of five, how much sleep are you getting right
Listen, they old enough to leave me alone.
now?
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So,
real.
so I have the ages are oldest is 24, which
Okay.
is my bonus daughter, and then I have 16, 14, 11, and 7. And
Okay.
so none of them bother me, when it's time for me to sleep on the weekend, they know, listen, the only reason why you're knocking on my door is that it's later in the afternoon or it's an emergency. You
That's real. That's real.
you know what
That's
I'm saying?
real. I respect that.
Because I'm married too.
Yeah. Hey, man, that's
Yeah.
that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
But now you said that you were a scholar. What did you go to school for?
Well, I just discovered maybe like 2 years ago that I have 5 degrees, right? So
Wow.
my first one is in business, in general business. That was at Stephen F. Austin. Then I got a second degree in marketing at Stephen F. Austin, and then I got a teacher certification, well, teacher a master's in education
Wow.
from Stephen F. Austin, and then I got a master's in marketing at Colorado Tech. And then a couple of years ago, I got my doctorate in business administration from Grand Canyon University.
That's what's
So
up, man.
the
That's what's
whole
up.
goal was to try to become a professor, but it's hard out in these streets sometimes. So I do have an adjunct position, where
Okay.
I am. I teach marketing, economics. Just depends on what it is that they need that
Right. Right.
particular semester. I've done biblical marketing, biblical management, economics, math. Um, the whole gamut of anything in relation
That's
to
what's
to
up.
business, really. And I've enjoyed that greatly to do that. But once I get the full-time gig is one of the things that I aim to do,
That's what's up.
to be able
Okay.
to educate on the higher level 100% of the time.
I like
You
that,
know,
man.
yeah.
I always wondered. Now, and you, and you know, I know you're seasoned and everything. And a
You saying I'm
veteran.
old?
No, no, no,
Let me
not old. When you're seasoned, that means that you have experience. You know, you've been in the game. You could be. Look at Bow Wow. Bow Wow's still young, and he's
Okay,
and he's seasoned.
that's a good point. Yeah,
So,
I'm with you. I'm rocking with you.
I think what fascinates about me how business has changed over the years.
Yeah.
Where do you think business models stand at this point now with AI coming into it and everything? People are worried. What's your thoughts on how business will kind of relay with AI coming in?
Business will be as it has always been. If you look at it from when we had the barter system,
Mm,
people would have to figure it out. You would have to see, okay, where are my customers going? What are my customers looking toward? As far as like purchasing things, and then I would have to adjust. If I look at the example of, when who was it when Netflix came on the scene, they
right,
were just giving out, the DVDs or whatever, and they tried to hook up with Blockbuster, but Blockbuster was like, nah, we don't see it.
right,
Well, Blockbuster didn't see where their customers were going and what the customer wanted, and as a result, they had to jump ship, right?
yeah, yeah,
However, Netflix still is going, and so much so it created a model that other people had to follow.
yeah,
And so what you're currently seeing is people trying to figure it out and seeing where is your customer. So if you look at what AI is doing, AI is an opportunity for some and it's a handicap for others. It's
right.
just a matter of what is your customer looking for,
That's right.
you know?
That's
So
right.
I would say that people just gonna have to find out how it benefits them in the particular area that they're in, you
Yeah,
know?
man.
So
I think people are just scared because it's new. I do
yeah,
think some jobs are going to be getting in, but I also think this is the type of a field where, hey, yo, man, it's a make or break. Like you have to want to achieve
yeah,
more than
right.
just the bare minimum. I think the bare minimum, like what I was telling my daughter, the bare minimum is going up. So when the bare minimum goes up, it's kind of like a level, like okay, this is where the level that at least you got to be in.
100%. I mean, think about if you are right now, you probably wouldn't have been able to do digital radio years ago,
Right.
right? And people would look at the internet as something to be afraid of.
Real,
But
real.
look what the internet did. So you remember it was that big old .com boom,
Yeah, yeah,
right? And there were people that were successful, such as Mark Cuban for the Dallas Mavericks,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So he hit a lick, if you will, but he was understanding of what to do with the technology of the time, and he was able to use it to his advantage. However, others that didn't know how to do that, they lost a lot,
right.
right?
That's
And
right.
so I think that's a matter of educating yourself on what it is before you just say I'm just afraid of it, because it
Right.
actually could be a tool. So for example, one of the ways that I use it is that I use it in my classroom, because right now I also teach middle school at like world cultures for middle
Okay.
schoolers,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And so let's say I wanted to have them have a rubric, but I didn't want to come up with it for myself.
yeah.
I could put into the chat GPT and I can say, okay, create me a rubric for this skit that I want them to participate in or to put
Right.
together. And I
Yeah.
did that, looked it over, and if I needed to check it, if I needed to make some things different, then I could. And
Okay.
so I just graded the kids based upon the rubric that was created in a matter of 15 minutes, as opposed even less than that, really. I just had to
That's
check it,
real.
you know. And so once again, what I'm saying is that the minimum using Chat GPT does allow you to be a little bit more excellent in what you were doing prior,
Yeah.
because it can self-correct if you use it properly.
And
You
I
know what I'm saying?
respect that. I
Yeah,
respect that. I fear that people will rely on it too much to
that's
where
fair.
it's like you'll get dead brain, and it's like after a while, um, it's like okay, yeah, I have the cheat sheet, but I don't know how to get to the answer, and I feel like that's even more worse that you don't know how that you got to the answer versus to the answer itself.
I do not disagree with that, considering if we look at it from the perspective of, I taught math for about 15 years, right? So I always wanted to teach my students how it worked before I gave them the calculator,
Well, well,
because the calculator only is going to output what you put in,
exactly.
right? So if I relay that to ChatGPT, if I don't know what a Rubik's supposed to look like, then there's no way that when it comes out, am I going to be able to say, okay, yeah, this makes sense. No, this doesn't make
That's
sense.
right.
So I agree with the statement of if you rely heavily on something that you don't know about, that's why I said in the beginning, I said you need to educate yourself
Right.
on what it is. And you obviously need to have an idea of where you're wanting to go,
That's real.
right?
That's real.
Because if you don't know where you want to go, then you can't ask the right questions.
That's real. That's real.
And and so that's what really ChatGPT is about. It's really more so, in my estimation of what I've seen, is like, what is it that you want to do? Like, are you looking forward or are you just looking right now?
That's
And
real.
if you're that person that's just using it as, okay, what time should I go to bed type stuff, or what's the next
Yeah.
movie that I should watch, then
Yeah.
you're not using it to your advantage when you can
Yeah.
actually use it to help you make money,
Yeah.
right?
It
Which is
definitely.
one of the things I did with the book. Like the book, it helped you kind of do checks and balances and actually be your editor.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm not, and for a while, I'm not the best person with social media and everything, but it has done tremendously for my social media platform.
Right.
Like I could tell it, hey, I need you to write out a prompt about, hey, what we have in this interview or this person or this event, and I need you to write out this prompt to where it's catchy and
Yeah.
punchy at the same time, and it understands me. And as you go with it, you'll learn how to interact with it, just like anything else.
Absolutely. I mean, it also will put you out something that's bad, that's horrible too. Like you want to print a flyer,
Yeah,
right? Uh, it doesn't do as well with some things as others, in
right,
my estimation, right? So that's why it's important for you to know how you want it to look and things of that nature. So with everything, there's a good and bad,
yeah.
right?
That's real.
With the internet, there's good and bad,
That's real.
right? With going to a restaurant versus cooking your food,
Yeah,
one is better than the other. So
yeah,
if anybody has a hesitancy, I totally understand because I had one too, right? The way that it happened for me to get on this train, if you will, I have a best friend. Shout out to Dez. We was having a debate,
that's
right?
real.
And so he went to ChatGPT to help him with his points.
Okay.
And I said, "What are you doing, dude?" Like he said, "This is with ChatGPT," and I was like, "Bro, you can't use that." And he said, "Why not?" It's pulling all the information that I need. You just don't like what you hear. And I was
That's real.
like, that may be true. So let me try and see what that looks like. And when I
Okay.
tried it, I was like, oh, it's pulling different resources. It's similar to Google.
Yeah,
It's just a little bit more advanced. So advanced, right? That even Google does it now too.
yeah, yeah. They got it the option where it's just basically, hey, you can go to Google or they have Gemini. They got Chat GPT, and they got another one too. But essentially, man, it's out here. It's
Yeah.
living. It's in its form, and it's only gonna get better. I've seen some of the sore ones where like Martin Luther King is with Mr. Rogers, and Tupac is with Mr. Rogers, and
Yeah.
we're at this beta stage now. So
That's a
think
fact.
about 5 years from now
Yeah.
how the world is gonna look, man.
Yeah, somebody said that. There was a lady, she said, just think right now it's in its infancy stage and it's not even close to where it will be later.
Yeah,
And it's pretty good right now
yeah,
in the way that it functions, right? But the part that people will have to watch out for, excuse me, is especially these people, the young people that are growing up, they're not going to be able to have cognitive dissonance because
that's real.
it will be so intelligent that you won't be able to tell the real from the fake if you
That's
didn't
real.
grow up in a certain generation, right?
Exactly.
Like for me, I think the night because I grew up in the '90s, so we really are the what's the lack of a better word? We are kind of like the opportunity to check on everything. We kind of like
Yeah,
broke things in, if you
yeah,
will.
yeah.
Right? I'm
Your
rocking with the
generation.
Atari. Like I
Yeah.
remember the Atari, we transitioning to the games. I mean, we didn't get cell phones until maybe college,
Okay.
late
Yeah.
high school, college. So we were able to understand what the world was like without it. So we
That's
was
real.
able to transition with the times. So it wasn't as challenging for as other generations who have to have it or
Yes.
don't know how to use it.
That's real.
Right? And so I think that if people can just slow down for a moment you'll be all right, and you'll see that it's some good and some bad. It just depends on how you decide to use it.
The only thing I just don't hate, and before we go to the book, and I really like the book and everything.
Yeah,
The only thing I just don't like about it is that it can have a chance to rewrite history as well.
yeah,
So
yeah.
after, and not right now, because the generations are still here, but maybe 10, 15, 20 years from now, it has
Hmm.
a chance to rewrite history,
Yeah.
and nobody kind of is really there to say, nah, that didn't happen that way. And
Well,
oh,
I
go ahead.
don't know, bro, because you'll still have YouTube,
Okay.
right? You'll still have Instagram. You'll still have people being able to go see and run its course against one another. But that's what I'm saying. But if a person begins to just rely on that, then it's true. It's somewhat true to being able to rewrite history. But at the same time, if you have YouTube and you have all these different other social media platforms, you have something to brush it up against.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
once again, you got to be able to have cognitive dissonance, and that's going to be the struggle for the people that are upcoming, because they're going to only rely on on Google. They only rely
Right.
on when I say something, what did Google give me first?
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
You see?
Yeah,
And so that's one of the struggles that I think that this upcoming generation is going to have for sure.
that's real though, man. Let's dive into the book, man. I really like how
Okay.
everything, how like you came about this, and I really think it's in a good form right now, because it's just mental health is at its highest right now. So
Yeah.
let's talk about this, man. Talk about the book. What's the name of the book called?
Well, here we go. The book is called My Journey Through Grief,
Okay.
right? And it's a scripture down at the bottom that talks about the Lord is near the brokenhearted. And the reason why I wrote this book, it's a journal actually.
Okay.
So the reason why I wrote this journal is because I experienced death as it relates to losing my late wife some years ago, and I have four children, as I told you in the beginning,
Wow.
and I wanted to provide them an area and opportunity to write out their thoughts.
Mm,
Because as you know, as a father, your child is not going to always tell you what's going on in their mind.
that's real.
And so I wanted to give them an opportunity to be able to talk to someone, even if it wasn't me. And so if it was themselves by writing things out, that's what I wanted to do. So in the book, the first page, man, is really it's my son writing, and he's writing and saying, you mind if I read it?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, it says, I was devastated when I got the news that our mom had passed away the week of my 10th birthday.
Wow.
Nothing could cheer me up or even make me smile for the whole day. When I went to bed, I could not get any sleep. That's when I started thinking on the good side of things. That made me realize that God was comforting me, and this was all part of a bigger picture I will someday see.
Wow.
He's 14. He wrote that.
Man.
And so, when I asked him before I wrote it, I asked him, do he think it would be beneficial to children his age? And he said yes. And for him, he likes to write. And
That's dope.
so what's in the book is different prompts that ask you questions about how you're feeling, how you see things. It's also other children around the teenage years and whatnot that kind of give their perspective
Right.
on loss. It also talks about overcoming, how to cope with grief. And then if even numbers to call if you just don't want to talk to anybody that's around you, but you just need somebody to talk to.
Right.
And so that's a little bit about the book, but that's the main reason why I wrote it. It was really for my children. And then I was like, okay, so this is something also that would be beneficial to all that need it.
Yeah, that's a wonderful story, man. Well, not the wonderful in the way that,
I
but
understand.
but the fact that they can articulate that, and you gave them the space to do that. Let me ask you this: how did you deal with it, and kind of repurpose yourself, and say, hey, I have to, because that you can go into a dark place, and
Yeah, and I did.
a lot of people can't get out of it. How did you go about processing that?
Yeah, that's a dope question. The day that my late wife Jenny passed away, I remember very vividly well, where I was obviously and what was going on, I got to the hospital and I walked into the room, and if it was not for God telling me that I had to remember that I had children, I probably would have died that night. Because what happened, I had COVID, she had COVID,
Wow.
and I get there and I it's almost like I had an out of body experience, and then I calmed down in that moment. All I could think about is that I gotta stay here for my kids.
Well,
That's what I thought. So then as time kind of moved a little bit, I think I want to say about 2, 3 weeks, I said, you know what? If I'm gonna be well, I'm sorry, if I'm gonna be here for my kids, I gotta be well.
well,
And the way that I gotta be well is that I gotta get counseling. I gotta talk to people that have been in this scenario before. I gotta get with God. I gotta get in a counseling session. I gotta get in a group setting. So I say, you know what, this is similar to an injury.
mm,
You know, when you have an injury and you don't treat it, it gets worse.
yeah,
And the healing process takes longer the longer you wait to try to get it healed. And so I wanted to start like as soon as possible to try to get to the counseling. And so that's the thing I did. I had one-on-one counseling, I had group counseling, I had my kids in counseling, and then when they went to counseling, I would go to the room where other people that had lost their spouse.
yeah,
I went to that counseling. I did vlogs like on my YouTube page. I would talk about my grief.
yeah,
I would communicate to people what was going on. I would do short clips. I would do long clips. I would talk to my kids about my grief. Like I was just really just pouring out how much I was hurting
yeah,
at that particular time, so that I could heal. And I did write at times. I still go back and see how God has really helped me overcome
right,
the challenge of losing somebody. And not to mention, this is what's crazy, as I told people the maybe 4 months before Jen passed, she had asked me the question of, with COVID going on, what would happen if one of us passed away? She was like, "Would you want me to remarry?" I said, "No." She said, "Well, I would want you to remarry because I think the kids need a mom." And I
mm,
said, "What?" She said, "All I want is for them to have a mom that loves them. That's all I
wow,
ask you to do." And
wow,
so that kind of helped me, all those things helped me kind of navigate through grief. And I'm still on my grief journey, because
yeah.
once you lose somebody, it's not like it goes away.
And that's, I mean, I'm really feeling you on this because like I lost my sister, about 9 years
Ah,
ago,
I'm sorry to hear
um
that.
the domestic violence from her dude,
Wow.
and it that was hard. I mean,
Yeah.
'cause it's just like
Yeah.
one day a person's here and you're talking to them and everything, and then now they're gone. I just
Right.
recently lost my one of my he was on the station with me, one of my DJs, Brian Stenson,
Wow.
and I never knew that he was sick, and then one day he just
Wow.
didn't wake up,
Wow. I'm
and
sorry
he
for
was
that,
still
bro.
still young,
Yeah.
maybe like 40s. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just when you're never gonna be the same, but
Yeah.
you learn to adapt. And in their appreciation, you learn. Okay, I'm doing this for you now.
Yes.
This is now. You're a part of my life's mission now. Is to seek this out, and I think that's a beautiful thing what you're doing with the book and everything. And I also think too is that just shows how much commendable that you really really cared, not just about the kids, but the memory of your wife, the
Yeah.
okay, this is who she would want me to be. And I think
Ye-
sometimes when they transition, sometimes I think they give you a spirit push and say
Wow.
you can do it.
That's crazy that you say that because I had several dreams about her after she passed, and one of the dreams that I remember, uh, still to this day, obviously as I tell it to you, was her telling me that I was going to be okay.
Wow.
She was in my, I was at the court, phone rang, somebody brought me my phone, and she was on the other line, and she gave me some type of numbers I couldn't remember because I'm thinking, man, I gotta wake up and write this down. I said, and then
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, if I do that, then I won't be able to tell. It's crazy that I remember this. And then she says, I just want you to know that you're gonna be okay.
That's wow.
And
That's
that was in a 45-minute nap that I had,
wow.
right? That happened. And so I do. I can see that you say that they give you that particular push, to move forward, and so that's what I've been doing, and so also it allowed me to move forward and remarry. And my wife Kendra, she also pushed me to be better each and every day, And when I told her that I was writing this, she was on board. Like she
That's
been
what's up.
telling me I
That's
need
what's
to
up.
write since we, maybe 2 or 3 years since we've been together, really,
Yeah.
that she told me, you know what, you need to go ahead and write because I think people need to hear your perspective, your story. And I haven't even given my story. I just wanted to get something in the hands of young people. And like I said, I've been in education almost 20 some years.
Right.
And the students have a lot of grief. And sometimes it's not just losing somebody, it's just in a different situation.
Exactly.
With my children, they experience a lot of new in the
Yeah.
matter of a
Yeah.
small amount of time. I mean, they got, God brought me somebody fairly soon. So they had somebody a new mom, so to speak,
Yeah.
another mom, right? And then we had to move another place, and then they had to get from home school to public school, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so and then they had to leave their old friends to try to make new friends. Now you're
Yeah.
the new person in the school. So this particular book allows them to write all of those type of things down, whether they want to write, they want to draw, they want to just doodle, you know what I'm saying, on the pages because they don't have anything else to do. And even it's on not just on Amazon, but it's also on the Kindle, So if
That's what's
you
up. That's
you
what's
just
up.
wanted to read to you and you just want to write in your own space somewhere, then you could do that also.
That's what's up, bro.
So for me, I did not see what it was going to do. I just knew what I wanted it to do,
I get that.
right?
That's
And
right.
somebody wrote to me the other day who purchased the book, and she was telling me how she felt led to give her book to somebody else that was experiencing the teenager was experiencing grief because they had just lost their mom,
Wow.
and so she gave it to them, and then she rebought a book. She bought another book so she could give to her own granddaughter.
Yeah.
Right. She said, because once the lady read it and read what my son said, she said, "Oh yeah, I gotta have this book." Because listening to the granddaughter getting the opportunity to hear from her peer would do way more than if she was trying to communicate to her as a grandmother.
That's what's up.
So yeah, man, it's really a big deal. Like I want the world to be able to, especially our young people, to be able to given an opportunity to talk about what's going on in their mind and in their heart.
Yeah.
So, and as you know, if you're writing and you're able to communicate your thoughts a little bit on paper that you can't, talk to somebody else, it does a little bit more healing than most people realize.
Yeah, yeah, I can respect that, man. I think a lot of times, especially now, with younger people, I think sometimes death is so. I don't want to say uncommon, but it's we're so desensitized to it in this
Yeah,
in the
that's
sense
good.
where
Yeah.
it happens all the time, or we see it all the time. So
Yeah.
it's like we become desensitized. Though it is a part of life, but it's like we don't ever take the time out to grieve it. And it's like a
Mm.
lot of times we just sit there and like, okay, like as black men, and I'm just gonna put it out
Oh
there,
man.
as black
Yeah.
men, we're just taught like just keep on going, to keep on
Yeah.
trucking. But a lot of
Yeah.
times we are messed over. We're stuck. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to let this out. It's good that I like the fact that you spoke on getting counseling, seeking help, and talking to somebody because as a sometimes in black households that's looked frowned upon. But sometimes that's what's needed in order to be better.
Absolutely. How is it that you want to get better, but you don't want to tell nobody?
Exactly.
You telling me you want to get your car fixed, but you're not gonna take it to the mechanic?
That's
You
real.
know, you telling me that you have something broken in the house, you don't know how to do it, but you're just gonna let it stay broken. I think it's a travesty that that in our community or in any other communities that have said, that you're weak if you go look for an answer that outside of yourself.
Yeah.
The people that are most intelligent continue to ask questions,
That's real.
continue to find out what people know. Like the late great Kobe Bryant, the reason that he was as gifted as he was, he had the mindset to know I got to go ask people for help.
That's
You
real.
know,
That's real.
and so I mean, the Bible communicates that as well. Like you should always be asking somebody that knows better than you. no
Yeah.
more than you. Because if you can get your cup to be overrunning, then that's when you can pour into other people,
That's right.
right? And if you just consume it and you don't ever try to go get help or extend, if you don't ever go try to get help, then how can you be fixed to be able to help somebody else get fixed?
That's a bar right there, man. That's a bar.
So,
I respect the hell out of that, man. And then like and just to circle back around with the spiritual push
yeah,
with my sister. Now, and this I can't explain this. So, I had an Impala. I had an Impala. I think it was like a '07, '08. It was kind of older.
yeah,
Um, Now, we I never listened to the radio. I never listened. I listened to at that point in time. I was listening to CDs or
yeah.
the aux cord or whatever. So her favorite song was "So Into You" by Tamia and Fabulous. That was a favorite song.
Okay, yeah,
When
yeah.
there was a point of that favorite song that she really really liked. That was her favorite part of the song. It was playing her favorite radio station was WGCI in Chicago.
Okay.
So that very night I went home, went back to the crib, went to sleep and everything. It was on the CD. I can't explain it. It was on the CD. Usually, in order to go back from the CD to the radio, you have to press the radio to go back to the CD or
Mm-hmm.
go back to the radio. So I
I'm
get
with you.
back the next morning. I get in the car. It's on WGCI playing her favorite song at the very moment that she liked it. And that to me, that's her telling me I will be okay.
Bro. Listen, I got so many of those, man. I don't even know if we have time for
Man, we got
Listen,
time, bro.
listen. Okay, so my wife, Miss Kendra. Shout out to Kendra. Um, the things that we have in common is insane. Seeing as though I didn't know her before I knew her,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And one of the things is that my brother and her have 236 mutual friends on Facebook.
Wow.
I never and she seen him. She knew who he was, but I didn't know that, and they didn't even know each other. She just knew who he was, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Then you have the day that there was a rainbow that was that was going that we lived in a particular part of the town in Dallas and in the suburbs, so to speak, and there was a rainbow, and my late wife Jen, she had took a picture of all four children
Okay.
behind the rainbow because she would talk to them about the promise of God being the rainbow, right?
Yeah.
And it was posted on my bonus daughter's birthday,
Okay.
right?
Wow.
And I didn't know that until I met my wife Kendra. That when she seen the picture, that was her Kimber's birthday. Okay,
Damn.
um, my the middle numbers for my late wife Jen on her social security number are the same middle three numbers for my wife's phone number.
Wow.
Then you have my wife, she has a few best friends.
Okay.
Okay. One of her best friends knows my brother and knows my half brother. All right. They're not in then they went then we have different dads, but she know both of them. Okay.
Okay.
She also knew my cousins. The same one knew my cousins, right? They all went to church together at some particular point in time.
Yeah.
Then she has another friend that my first cousin, they were best friends in high school.
Yeah.
And that same friend, her cousin and I went to college together. Like we knew each other. We still know each other. Like if I call him, well, I don't have his number, but if I reached out, he would like, "Oh yeah, what's up, E?"
Yeah.
Like that. Okay.
Wow.
Then she's a cosmetologist and she also does makeup and she has a makeup school.
Okay.
Shout out to that KSBS Studios, right? And you have to get your license renewed.
Yeah.
Her license date for renewal, guess when it was?
Well,
On my birthday.
I'm telling you, bro. Like you
So
can't.
that's just a few, my guy.
I,
Just
it,
it doesn't make any sense.
but you know what though? What I learned is, man, destiny. It's it's there.
Mm.
And I'm not a big spiritual guy or ritual
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
or anything. It's just there's so many there's so many ways that you can't
Unexplainable
explain
thing.
it. You can't explain it. It's just so many ways without it has to. You have to chalk it up to
Something
that.
is something. Something
Yeah,
is something that you just can't explain. So for me, I just stop trying to explain it, and I just say, listen, this right here, this cannot just happen.
yeah,
Right? I don't know why I lost my late wife because we was together 20 years. I don't understand it. It happened very quickly. And like once again, like I said, it happened quickly that I met my new wife because I
yeah,
wasn't looking.
yeah,
You feel me? I
yeah,
wasn't looking for that. And so, and then she loves my children. My children love her. Baby girl says she wants to be a cosmetologist now, you
that's
know.
beautiful.
So they'll ask her questions. Sometimes they won't ask me. They'll tell her things they won't tell me.
Yeah,
So it in this particular journey that I have to face, I have also, as you said a few moments ago, it does change you,
yeah,
and
yeah,
you learn about yourself even more in the midst of such a trial as this.
yeah,
And I found out that I really trust Jesus. Like that's what I
that's right.
found out. Like, some people say they do,
Yeah,
and then when a hard time comes, they were like, I don't know about that because why would he allow this to happen?
yeah,
Well, that's what got me through,
that's
you
real.
know. That's what got me through, and that's what got my kids through. So I'm just appreciative of being able to still have my sanity
That's real.
after going through it.
Yeah, and for you to look back and say, you know what, I I I I'm making it out,
Mm,
and I'm making a way to 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 be the best version of the person that I know that I can be, that she knew
yeah,
that I could be.
yeah,
You get what
yeah.
I'm saying? And I commend you for that, man. Have you thought about doing a like where I guess it's an auto book, or where you're talking into.
Mm, that's have I thought about that? Not until specifically right now. That now I have the audiobook that's on Kindle, but for me to actually do one that's my voice, man,
And then maybe
that'll be good.
and just maybe you can incorporate the kids, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
that and I think that would be cool to do, you know what I'm saying, just
yeah.
another journey for you guys to grow and heal in, man.
Yeah, that's good. I haven't thought about that one, but my next one, I won't say next, but I have a couple of ones that I'm gonna be working on, which is for younger children. My baby girl said, "Have you finished it yet, Daddy?" Because I'm putting together a coloring activity book for
Okay,
younger kids. That's
that's
what I'm
what's
gonna be
up.
working on. And then I'm gonna also be working on writing my particular story so that people can see, in word form, if you will,
Yeah,
some of the things that I faced and it be able to get out of as it relates to not just this, but other times in my life, to reason why I'm built the way I'm built. Because
that's
I
real.
think I think what was it? My wife was saying, I'm strong, and I say, well, I wouldn't say that I'm strong like that. I just think that I've accumulated enough wars and in the wounds in the wars that I faced that I've been prepared for a lot of different storms that others
Mm,
haven't been.
that's
You
real.
know,
I can see
so
that.
like for example, I don't think that David was not he had courage. I mean, there's no way to not think that
Yeah,
he didn't have some type of worry that this giant he said he was going to knock him out. He said he was going to kill him, right?
yeah,
So he
yeah,
had that confidence, but he also had to realize that this was a giant that nobody really wanted to face. So
yeah,
he didn't have faith in himself, right? He had faith in the God that he served.
yeah, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And so
That's
for
real.
me, I don't have faith in myself like that. I have faith
Mm,
in the God that I serve like that.
that's
That
real.
he's going to help me get through a difficult and challenging time. And he's helped me do that so many times that that I can't go back on not doing it
Yeah,
again. You
that's
feel
real.
me?
That's real.
And then in the face of grief, it was so crazy at times that I would have this peace that I couldn't explain.
Mm,
it was a piece that I could not explain. And even as we move through the course of the years since she's been gone, it I can see that because of what I was doing prior, as far as like, the grief counseling, the
Yeah.
talking, it was able to, have that wound heal a little bit more,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
That's real.
And so since it's healed a little bit more, I can actually talk about it and talk to other people,
That's
as
real.
opposed to before. I couldn't even, I was upset that people were married.
Mm, yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
and that's reality though, because it's something that you cherish, something that you loved, has been ripped away in this form, and it's like,
Yeah.
yo, it's like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like you so many questions at that point, like why? Why would he? Why would God do this? And then sometimes you go back and forth with yourself, and then you start to realize, okay, there's a journey here.
Mm,
I have to get up because I have to make sure my kids are good, and that's another form of that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because if I'm down, how can I bring anybody else up?
Facts. How
So
can I bring anybody else up? For sure.
so
Yeah.
I can respect that, man. Let me ask you this: what was one of the harder things about writing this? Like, what was something that's like it
Having
really
to
had?
revisit it,
Mm,
having to revisit it, that was one of the hardest things, is, because I'm looking at it and it's something that I'm having to walk through every time I'm trying to edit it, and trying to put things together, and also having to talk about it. I say that was one of the hardest things to do. And then prior to that, I would say making sure that I communicated it well to my wife, you
mm,
know, to make sure that I run it past her to be like, okay, this is what I'm about to do. Are you okay with this? Because this is not the end game of me writing this particular journal. It's going to be other things that come from this.
bro, bro.
Are you going to be okay with that? Knowing that I may have to still do it, even though she may not rock with it, because I felt like it was coming from God.
That's real.
So
That's
that
real.
that was going to be the two hardest things, because I always want, as men, as a husband, I want my wife to be on board more times than me having to say, hey, we're gonna go regardless if you want to or not.
Yeah,
You
that's
know what I'm
real.
saying?
That's real though.
So when you got your woman in your back, like, listen, that's a battery for you. You feel
Yeah.
me? And so I think that was the hardest thing, having to revisit it and then making sure that she was going to be comfortable with me writing it, and not just this book, but the books to come.
Yeah, I commend your wife, man, because a lot of people, especially this day of age with females and how their mindset is like, oh, why would you? Yeah, that's I'm here now. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah,
type of
yeah.
spiel, and it's like sometimes you have to go through that journey to make sure I can be the best version of yourself, not for anybody else, but for you. You get what I'm saying? I,
100.
I I've been doing this little podcast tip with my exes and baby mamas about perspectives and stuff. Now,
Okay.
I'm just gonna put it out there. I've cheated a lot, so now
Mm,
I've taken accountability of what I've done in the past, and we're at a level where we're talking. Well, hey, this is what happened X, Y, and Z, and this is
mm,
how it made me feel. And then
yeah.
she converses back, and it's been a really cool healing process, man, because when you get older, and especially like as you're getting older, you start realizing, bro, a lot of the stuff didn't really matter. A lot of the stuff didn't really matter. Like, like all the girls that I did cheated on them with, they're not here. The people that were mainly here are the ones who I hurt the most. You get what I'm saying?
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
it's been a powerful thing, man, because we can see it from now that I can see it from different perspectives. We can talk now, and not just, oh well, talking at each other. We're talking with each other.
So that having that communication, yeah, transparency does a lot of things. One of the big things, it helps you. It's kind of like you can't get at me if I've already revealed it to you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
You can't beat me over the head with something that I've already exposed to you. And also it allows you to heal once again. If you're hurting and you let someone know that, listen, today is just not a good day for me.
yeah.
People, you would be surprised how many people respect that.
That's real.
One of the things that we do in my house is that I would ask them what's their score. We rank it 1 through 10,
Okay.
one being really bad, like it's just the day is just going to be, it's over for me right now,
Yeah.
and 10 being like this is a great day, like I'm rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so because we started using that scale, we were able to use it to help us help that person, right?
Okay.
So like if I was saying that I was and you couldn't use 7, and so I would say, so if you would say that you are 5, then we would know, okay, well, we need to pray for you or rock with you in this particular way,
Right.
right? And so much so I was doing that with my four little ones, that I brought it into my marriage.
Okay.
And so I would do that with my wife, and it even helped me when we, because last week we just had to put our dog down,
Right.
one of
Yeah.
our youngest dog down. And I had to ask her, several different days, like, what's your score? Because she would tell me what that number was, I was able to make sure that my mindset and my emotions was equipped to make sure that I handled her in that fashion.
Right.
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 So it's about that communication and that transparency, because if I say that I'm a 8, but I'm really a 4, then I'm not helping anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not helping
So
yourself or anything. So
yeah, for
I can
sure.
respect that.
Yeah.
And with that being said, man, and everything, what's your score, man, right now? How you
Ah,
feel?
that's dope. That's dope. My score, I would say, is the number that comes to mind first is an 8.
That's
I would
good.
say that I'm an 8. I have so many things that I do in a junction of a day, um, that if I get to the point where I'm productive and I've set out some things that, okay, this one I'm gonna get done, and I got that done, and a lot of those things are centered around making sure that my family was good, that I
Yeah.
got to connect with them in some type of way. That's helpful. But then I also have these valleys that I'm in, you know what I'm saying? I got 2 cars that need to be fixed type stuff, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and so
Trust me.
yeah, you know what I mean? So that type of stuff, I gotta be like, okay, then how I'm gonna fix this, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But the first time you feel the weight of these things, it weighs you down, right? But however, I'm an 8 because, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
That's real.
I just don't like that I'm not close to the light.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real. That's real though, man. I ain't gonna lie,
You know what I'm
because
saying?
life is life and right now.
It is, my dude. Yeah, for
So,
sure. What's your score?
man, you know what I say, and I don't want to be a copycat, but I would definitely say a 8.
Okay.
It like life is good. I'm bills are paid. My radiator went out maybe about a couple weeks ago, but I got it going,
Okay.
and it's just I'm just coming trying to come out the hole. But life is good. I spent the Halloween with my kids. We went to a haunted house, and
Okay.
had a good scare, and that made my spirits up, man.
Seeing your kids get scared, mate, brought you joy.
Yeah.
The irony. That's funny. That's what's up. That's
So
good
yeah,
stuff.
everything's good, man. So I know we got more stuff coming up. So what's in the works? So what we got coming up?
Yeah, one of the things I got coming in works right now, with the book, obviously I'm trying to get it in everybody's hands, cop that my journey through grief, we got that. Then I'm working on trying to get my own book out where I'm talking about my journey, my personal journey, not just the grief journey, but just coming up, being raised by a single mom,
Okay.
letting people know that adversity is going to happen, but this is how you can overcome that
Okay.
type of deal, coming from where I come from and then to making it to where I am. I think people need to hear that story more times than not. And then also I'm doing what is it called? I'm doing the children's book. I'm gonna do that.
That's
And
dope.
then I'm working on something. I want to try to do like plans to do a TV show, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So
Okay.
there's something big that I would like to do in foreseeable future.
That's real. I
And
like that.
then the thing that's going to also be rock steady is being able to do my real estate that I got. I got a plan for that I can't let everybody know because some haters
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But there's a real estate plan that I got that I'm working on that's in the works, and so those are the things that's coming up, and I'm looking forward to next year. Next
That's
year is
what's
going
up,
to
man.
be. this year not out. I had some
Yeah.
big things happen this year too, so I'm looking
Okay.
forward to those things for sure.
Anything for the holidays? Anything coming up?
Oh man, Thanksgiving, we're gonna eat here at the house. I mean, my wife is an incredible cook. I mean,
Okay.
the last that was one of the reasons why she was on the list. You know what I'm saying? I ain't have too many people on it. You know what I'm saying? And so it was for sure no need for anybody else to be on it once she showed me that she could cook.
That's right.
Right. And so she's gonna cook Thanksgiving. My kids will probably help her out with that because they enjoy cooking. And then for Christmas. My family typically does a theme. I have a lot of
Okay.
a huge family. I think I can't remember what the theme is, but it's something related to Disney or something like that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so you got to dress up in that
We
particular
did that. We
theme.
did that. We did
Oh,
that. Because I come from a family of 12. So,
oh, okay.
last year I was Jafar. I think from Aladdin. Yeah, from
Wow.
so.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. You're trying to make things happen. I see that. And so then so yeah, we'll do that and hopefully we'll get to do like an activity with the family. So it's
That's
something that
right.
is very memorable outside of like going to my side of the family. But just doing something like one year we went to main event, I think.
Okay.
You
That's dope.
know, one time we went to round one, which is I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's video games, bowling, all
Okay.
that jazz, like a
That's
fun
what's up.
place to go. One time we went to an ice capade,
Okay.
right? Just a memory that they can hold because a gift they'll only hold so long,
Yeah.
you know. And so that's what I have coming up. And then what else is there? That's for the holidays, and then New Year's, I'm gonna just be resting, bruh.
Yeah. I feel you.
I'm gonna be resting. Like this year has been up and down, but however, if I look back over it, I can see like it was a really it really was a phenomenal year. One of the biggest things that I got to do, and I tell people this, before we get out of here, I got to go to Greece.
That's what's up, man.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I got to go to Greece with my wife and Italy,
Okay.
right? So
Traveling
yes, I
man.
may be having some troubles right now. However, that's a memory of a lifetime.
Man, Joe, man, yeah. And you know what, man? It's all about memories, and you build on those, so many of those, man. You have a lifetime of them, and keep up with those traditions. Now when I was younger, man, we used to watch. I think it was like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer,
Okay, yeah, yeah,
and each year we would have to watch that. Now
yeah.
I kept the tradition with watching the movie, but I switched the movie. We watch a Christmas Story now.
Yeah. Hey, Christmas story, not too much a childlike story in some of them scenes, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Especially the leg.
yeah, yeah, man, dude, and then the way that Ralph was so articulate with his words, I'm like, yo, man, this dude is crazy.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, we definitely gonna do movies. The one that we typically watch is Elf.
Okay,
And
okay,
Home Alone is typically one of the things that we watch, and probably have to find something else as well. So man, that's what's up. I'm glad we did this, and this was one of the reasons why I wanted to get it out as soon as possible for the holidays,
that's real.
because this is one of the time periods where people really struggle with losing someone around the holidays,
That's
and
real.
so
That's real.
that's one of the reasons why I really wanted to get this in the hands of people. And so I'm appreciative to you. I'm 100% for Mike. Shout out to Mike Kelly
Oh yeah,
again for
man. Big
even
shout out to
saying,
him,
"Hey,
man.
let me get you with my homie real quick."
Yeah,
To talk about this book because I like what it is. Mike, me and Mike, we were in high school together.
that's what's up. Okay,
We were in the same what was the class, the co-op class,
okay, okay.
right? We was in a co-op class together. It was like 5 or 6 of us in there. That was it,
That's dope.
and we've been rocking together ever since 1995,
Oh
I
yeah,
want to
you
say.
guys locked in then.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And what's crazy, we don't even get to see each other, but because of Facebook, we are able to stay connected with one another
That's what's
and
up.
see what each other is doing. So that's been a beautiful thing. So for him to be like, "Hey, E, I like what you got going on. Hey, let me hook you up with my dude." And
That's
so this
beautiful,
has
man.
been nothing but a blessing for me, bro. So
Definitely,
I
man.
appreciate your time for sure.
Man, I appreciate this, man. And like I said, man, I like to let stuff breathe. I'm not one of them type of guys. Oh yeah, this is the time frame because a lot of times just a story. Sometimes you gotta let it breathe.
Mm.
You gotta let it marinate, man. So, where can the people one more time on Amazon? Where can the people find it at everywhere?
Oh yeah, so if you just type in my journey through grief and then type in Dr. Glenn, it'll pop up instantly for you. It's 13.99 in the physical form, right? Physical form. And then if you go right now, I think you can download it for free for a little to be able to view some of the pages on Kindle. But if you want to buy it and download it and have all the pages, it's 6.99 on Amazon Kindle. And
Okay.
so yeah, I would say that it's doing better than I thought it would at this particular juncture because I just published it about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
I just was able to release it 2 weeks ago.
Did you do anything on the publish date? Did you pop open some champagne or anything or anything?
I guess I should have did that, but I didn't. I'm telling you, I'm so busy. It's like I didn't even get to do that just yet.
Man, God.
Yeah, but I will have to, like I said, at the end of the year, I'm gonna have to look back on
Yeah.
and say, you know what, this was a really good year for
Yeah,
us.
man. And I think it is, man. I think it is. Where can the people find you at? Instagram, everything.
Oh man, on Instagram, I'm at Humble Dad Legacy. On YouTube, I have a YouTube channel called Humble Dad, and I
Okay.
talk about relationship, marriage. I've interviewed about 100 dads on about being a dad. I've done panels and things of that nature to help relationships and marriage. And then I'm also doing some on TikTok, just encouraging people. So if you look up Humble Dad, that's my stage name, if you will.
Okay.
You know.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Well,
And then if you
definitely.
want the merchandise, you just have to go to one of the social media and it'll be in the link.
Okay. Yeah, we got hoodies and stuff.
Yeah, I got the Humble Dad hoodie for sure and
What's
hats, you
good?
know.
What's
Yeah,
good, man? I gotta get
yeah,
me one. I'm gonna cop me
for,
one, man. I
for
gotta
sure.
get
I'll
me
send
one.
you the link, my guy.
Okay, definitely, man. Man, hey, this has been a pleasure talking to you, man.
100.
And like I said, Dr. Glenn, this ain't the last time you're gonna hear from me or anything, man. We locked in, man. We locked in.
That's what's up. I appreciate you, DJ Malone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Before you go, I always ask people to give me a little shout out. You're gonna say your name, and I'm rocking with DJ Malone.
This is Dr. Glenn, and I'm working with DJ Malone, the best in the business.
Chicago 77.3, man. Make sure you guys go cop the book, man. Go on Amazon, get it, and tell them one more time where they can grab it at one more time.
Amazon.com, My Journey Through Grief, Dr. Glenn himself.
Just like he told you to. Definitely, man. Make sure you guys go lock it in and get a good stocking stuffer, man. It's a good stocking stuffer for the holidays. And support, support, support. It's the one and only DJ Malone. We out. One.
We lit live. This is WBBC Chicago. Yeah. 77.3, your hottest digital station.
Now in digital HD sound.